It's Oklahoma Archery. Everything archery based out of Oklahoma for Oklahomans. Let's get it started. Welcome, everybody. This is David Bosca.
And I'm Nickel Neal.
Nickel Neal. We haven't heard that in a while.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute. They're always out there lurking, though, so you never know when they're going to catch you slipping. So we're in the middle of an ice lockdown right now. This is how I was going to bring that out. This is opening week for the first national ASA, and everybody that's in Oklahoma knows it's like 10 degrees outside. So yeah, what a good time to have an ASA, or know you're traveling to one, I should say. Yep. Two groups of people right now. Everybody either left last night or early this morning. This is Tuesday. I'm leaving Wednesday. The thought there is I'm going to beat the weather out. And it's like, well, I'm probably going right behind the salt and the plow trucks is what I'm hoping to go. We're going to go south down 35, hit something warm and hook a left and hit the gas.
There you go.
Everybody say a little prayer for us. So we don't want to be out there slipping and sliding. Four-wheel drive is only good if they're not slipping.
Yeah, I get that. So,
but yeah, Dave's shooting indoor, Neil's shooting outdoor. I guess who's the smarter dog this week?
Well, I know it can't be me.
Well, I guess we'll say we just got done this past weekend with NFAA Nationals. So
yeah,
we know all the pros out there are juggling indoor and outdoor at the same time. And right after Foley, they're getting ready to go back to Vegas. So this is the new trend where Vegas has moved back to be the Super Bowl of archery. And let's see, now you got Foley starting. So you're going to have your 3D bow and your indoor bow both put together, or you're going to have to find a setup to shoot the same one. So that's a new challenge we're going to have to deal with.
And I hear there's rumors for many other things that coming down the pike for this indoor stuff. So only time will tell.
Yeah, so we'll have to get somebody on to verify that. I heard they're going to move Vegas back a week next year and move it back a week again the year after that. So it's going to be later and later, which is great because every one of these indoor ranges around Oklahoma, I guarantee there's an outdoor range. So I think if we look at the state OSAA indoor numbers, we had our ASA opener at Trosper, and then right down the road about 10-15 minutes was your state indoor, and they broke 100 this year. So congrats to Bren and Jeff and Gail hosted that at Arrowhead. So we're seeing good numbers. I think Trosper had 158, and they had over 100 of them shoot indoor. I don't know a percentage of those that shot both, but I think having them in the same city, at least if they're going to overlap and they're going to be on the same weekend, I think we do everything we can to help support both organizations.
Yeah.
So that was good to see. That was a high in attendance over the last several years since it's been up in the triple digits. So, hats off to everybody involved on the other side.
Yeah, I think so. I was chatting with a few of the folks that did do the both, and that's why they were able to do both, is that it was right here. Other than that, they would have had to choose one.
Yeah. That's not always a good thing. The last couple of years, our opener was way up far in the northeast corner. So it couldn't make it back down. I think it was a sectional. So we shot sectionals Friday night, drove out to Chelsea, Oklahoma to shoot the ASA opener, and back Sunday to shoot the second thing. And then last year it was Hugo. So just overlapping when you don't have everybody's schedules out, it's like throw a couple of them in the metro and everybody's pretty happy. If you make them drive two directions, don't make them pick. So
they can come to the center and stay.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
I'm with you.
3-day weekend. I think we ought to make state two days instead of one. I think back in the day it wasn't it used to be two? Now it's one round.
I honestly don't remember. I'm sitting here trying to think.
I know sectionals has always been two, but I think indoor they changed it from a 600 to a 300.
That's possible. I honestly
counting inside out X's. We'll have to get somebody on to verify that. If only somebody out there was in charge of something like that.
It's possible someone could be.
No giveaways. So this past weekend we had the first ASA ever at Pawnee Bow Range, and it was It was a fantastic course. It was Jamie and Scott Buchanan and Bruce Duncan had a great group of people up there. It was what you would consider a traditional archery range. So they were worried about having short lanes, and everybody walk off that course said, "Man, that was a long one. They really stretched it
Oh,
out."
really? Okay.
So they knew that they didn't have the distance to satisfy the compound people, and the compound people came off the range having got all they wanted and then some.
Oh,
So
nice. Okay.
I was tickled with it. It's a real easy course. It's a flat lane, but you're going up and down on the hills. So you have elevation there for your shooting lanes, but not so much your walking lanes. So that was a big thing. You have some heavy cover ones. You have some of them in the open. You have some light cover. So huge shout out to Pawnee. I know they were out there freezing all weekend. And I think we had 80 or so. I had 58 on the first day and 15 or 20 the second day. But weatherman says it's going to be bad. People make plans to stay home, and there's just nothing you can do to change their mind. So
I was fixing to come up whenever I realized that it was getting bad.
Yeah. We'll get you. It wasn't too far a drive. We just straight up 35 over to 412 and a couple miles down 412 and north and hook a right and you're there. So
I've been to Pawnee several times. We go to Pawnee for the steam engine show, and there's a place there in the old square. It's called Clicks, little restaurant there. Yeah. Been there a few times. Just never been there and shot my bow.
That's where everybody was headed afterwards.
Okay.
They're like, "You can go to Clicks with us?" I was like, "No, man, I'm headed home to eat where it's cheap." So yeah, I've been a homebody for the last couple months. Just leave my house only to shoot archery and get groceries, and that's it.
And we've done a couple barbecue contests up there. So yeah, there's been there a bunch, but just not to shoot.
It's a good range. There's enough cover that you can get out of the sun. Back there in that thick stuff, the wind was not a factor. And they had a couple of them out in the open where it was a factor. So it ain't no cakewalk. Something you're gonna have to. I think I had 5 12s, 5 10s, and 10 8s. It was what my day ended up looking like on my. So I was 10 down with 5 12s.
Okay.
Not the strongest showing, but that was the first time I'd shot that bow past 20 yards. I took the new Darton Exodus 37 SD Pro out, and it is going to be a shooter. It does. It's a little more spongy than last year's model, but it is wicked fast. Shooting 23s right now. Just figure that'd be a little more forgiving than the 27s. I haven't put my 25s together, but Bo did great. Sight was not leveled. Tape was not perfect. Neil was not perfect, but it was, I was really impressed with the bow after one day. All I got to do is execute, and came back and put the shorter draw stops on it. Just took a little bit of length out and a little more holding weight. And it was shooting really good yesterday. That was Monday. So Tuesday's off day. Wednesday's travel. I might blind bail a little bit tonight, charge my sight light up. Let's say, I think a handy thing for everybody right now, and this will count for indoor too a little bit.
Okay, then let's listen.
I'd hate to waste your time. Y'all need to put you together a packing list.
Yep.
You need to put a tournament list together of everything you need to bring before the big tournament, so you can not have anxiety like I do driving 14 hours away from home. Realize you didn't bring your contacts, your binoculars, your phone charger, your medication, whatever it is you need. But I just broke this little list up here. We'll just go down it, and we put this out. Clothes. You got your jeans, your shorts, your belts, t-shirt, hoodie, shooter's jerseys. Don't forget that. Socks and underwear, regular boots and mud boots. Dave, you can probably skip the mud boots. Probably keep you some good casual clothes, shoes, and a hat. On your jerseys, you want to be for a pro-am, it wants to be your collared jersey. They will say something to you. They won't break it. They won't break your balls over it too much, but they will. Where's your collared shirt? You pull it out of your stool. It's right here. Stuff it right back in that stool and wear your t-shirt. Rain gear, poncho, bow cover, anything you might need if it's going to rain. Forget all your toiletries. Trash bag if your boots get muddy. Bringing them home, get you a big empty trash bag and leave it in there.
Yeah.
Get my truck all dirty or yours, bows and arrows. If you got an arrow tube, don't just leave them rattling around in there. You want to protect those arrows. In your bow case, your optics, your binos, your rangefinder, contacts or glasses, cleaner, battery charger for your electronic sight, your ETAC, Zebros, LP, replacement batteries, whatever else it is. If it's going to extra rangefinder battery, 100%. Everybody ought to have an extra rangefinder battery on them. Q-tips, scope cover, peep sight cover, lens cleaners. So anything you get out there in the dust and the rain, you want to be able to keep your gear functioning. That's just all rain stuff 101. You can leave it in your stool, leave it in your bag, whatever works. Your quiver, you got your towel, pins, some water, little packets of Propel, get you some electrolytes. It's going to be cold this weekend in the 40s and 50s, but if it's 100 degrees, don't leave home without some little Gatorade salt tablets. Noon, the NUUN tablets, those are pretty good. You might need some air grease or an air pooler, bug spray, sunscreen, snacks. We call it quiver food. You don't get out there and get your low blood sugar, because the first thing that starts to go is your eyes, your vision. So keep you a couple of, half melted little mini Snickers or Reese's peanut butter cups or whatever. In your stool, you always want to have an umbrella. If it's hot, you want those cooling towels, a little copper scouring pad. I carry some dude wipes, some toilet paper of some kind. You never know how far out you're going to be on the trail. Just different snacks, phone charger. Let's see, ice chest, bow box, tool bag, cache. That's pretty much it.
Do you have to take something for range assignments?
I just screenshot it and leave it on my phone.
Okay.
And it should have like whether or not you're on the practice range or whether or not you have a GPO time or stuff like that on there.
Okay.
They do mail them out depending on how early you register. If you register late, it's probably not going to be in the mail in time. So just screenshot that on your phone so you know. But biggest thing I had, and then I had Carl Shipley called me and he goes, how do I know where my range, which one it is if I want to go walk it? And I was like, well, they're not going to label them until after the team shoot on Thursday. So that's why nobody can go walk them ahead of time and do some cheating. Basically what they're trying to stop is all the yardage judges from getting 39 yards, write that down, walk right back it. So the team shoot, they change all the labels on what ranges are what, and they break them in half. And then right after the team shoot's over, they erase the big board. It's at the registration table. It's a big old dry erase board. You just go to it and take a picture of it and send it to everybody in your Oklahoma group. It's all your buddies, your travel buddies, so they know where to go find their ranges that next day. So that's pretty helpful. We had somebody that hadn't been to a pro-am yet, and he's like, I can't find a map. And I was like, well, you're not gonna until Thursday night, guaranteed. There's a reason for that, and here's what it is. Not saying anybody's cheating, but we're not going to give them the opportunity to cheat.
Yeah.
They look, yeah. Well, why would you need to know in case you was going down there to step off a few targets?
Well, that makes sense. Yeah.
I'd go laze every one of them. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. It doesn't matter if you know the yardage if you can't shoot. They assume all the yardage judges are like, yeah, it's 47 yards. You just shot a 10. I was talking to Ryan Thomason about judging targets 2 weeks ago at the Ardmore qualifier. He goes, yeah, you'd have been 2 inches low right there with that yardage. And I said, assuming it broke perfect. And I picked the perfect spot. He's like, well, yeah, what's the hard part about that?
That's the easy part, is it?
There ain't no issue there. What are you crying about? And I was like, well, half the time, I shot 10 8s, 5 10s, and 5 12s. I tell you how many of them I broke good? Yeah, so that's what we're dealing with,
Tell us your setup on this dart, and what do you got? How have you set it up?
Long story, because we're just killing time right now. I knew on the draw board between where you put it on your last chance press, it needs to be 27 1/4, which should equal about a 29-inch draw. So I got it out of the box. The short draw cam's max at 29.5. So I put it on the B position for 29 inches. I put it on the draw board after measuring the axle to axle, and it was a little past that 27 1/4. I don't know what the actual draw length is because everybody measures them different. I think it's plus 1 3/4 inches. So 27 1/4 would be about 29. So I put it on the draw board, and it at the 29 position, it was past that. It was past it. And I didn't want to let any more out of the axles. I'm going for more speed, not less speed. So we put it on 28.5, and put 9 twists in the cables to get it 9.
Okay.
And took it up to about 64 pounds. So it's just shy. It's a 37. Spec is 37 and a quarter. I'm just a little shy of that. So twisted about 4 extra pounds on it. Got it to that magic number through a peep sight in it. I'm running a Hamsky Insight, second smallest aperture. I do carry them with me if I need to go up a size. Keep them on me. And B clarifier with a 6-power lens. 19 size green fiber coming from the down because I shoot out a shrewd optum and I like running my pins from top to bottom. So I shoot only.
You don't really see that very often, do you?
Aaron Glass will put one from top to bottom diagonal, and a few other people. I come down on it because I don't want to be peeking over the top because I shoot mostly lowers, and if I lollipop it, I'm low for an 8. So if I'm shooting at the top of the 12, I want to be able to see that bottom of it. But with a 19 size pin, it's so huge, I might take a 15. I've shot a 15 and a 10. I think 19's a little big, but I don't run very much light on it when it's overcast. So I'll take my pin smaller and leave my early on in the year, or as the year goes on, I'll usually make it a little bit smaller, depending on how old my eyes are getting. Had to wear contacts now, and always playing with the clarifier. I tell people you'll get more clarity out of a smaller aperture size than you will any clarifier. So keep that in mind. And I'm hoping that that smaller pin will let me see more around the target. But right now, while I'm executing that button, I just blob it up in the middle and just
back up, executing that
button.
Oh
yeah,
I thought you was back tensioned.
The back tension shoots really good. I shoot the back tension really well. I shoot the back tension very well. For 3D, I don't want a lot of bobbing and weaving when my feet stand on a hill, up a hill, on a rock, on a stump. I'm looking for a little faster shot, and I think the button, if I shoot it with confidence, allows me to do that. They hit exactly the same, or I can't shoot good enough to tell a difference. But yeah, I carry the hinge on me. I shoot the button for 3D.
Factory strings. You keep the factory strings?
No.
Okay.
I've got a set of Summit bowstrings that I'm going to be putting on it as soon as I get back. He got them to me in time. I just didn't have time to get them on the bow. Just kind of schedule got a little haywire with the weather and didn't have many days to shoot in outside. But Summit bowstrings, the black bow, purple sight, purple strings, black arrows, black bushings, black veins, black knock. I got pink knocks on there right now. I'm gonna go buy some black ones as soon as I get to Foley, so they can't see my arrows down there in the leg and the neck. It's not mostly about strategy for me. It's more about shame. So we were shooting some dark arrows. I might leave a pink one on there here and there. It depends if they shoot it or not. That's why I tell them. I said, hey, only extra knocks I got, guys, are black. So if you want me to keep shooting these pink ones, don't tear my arrows up too bad. And sometimes they'll just tube one of them. So let's see, 64 pounds, give or take 29 inches on the boat out of the 28 and a half psych mod, C position on that mod. 64 pounds, 282 foot per second on a 28 inch PS 23, buck 30 in the front. 3 Fletch, Flex Fletch FFP 225s on there. Some Victory bushings because they were black, and a IP4 knock from AAE on the arrow. The button I'm shooting is a B3 Omega Mini brass one. It's the one I killed my deer with this year. So it's going to get the nod for the first Pro-Am. Killed 2 good deer. Killed my biggest deer and another good deer this fall. So it's going to get the start. Let's see, my bars, I don't know, Conquest 625, 30, and 12. I've got, I want to say, I started with 14 and 18. It's probably like 15 and 20 on the front and the back. Achieve XP, sight, Shrewd Optum 35, 6-power lens, green fiber, 19 size. What else am I forgetting?
I'm seriously sitting there thinking, I think you've covered it.
I think that's it.
Yeah, I think so.
I can't. I'm sitting here going up and down the boat. Hamsky rest. Hamsky hybrid.
Oh, there you go. Rest.
Hamsky ripcord, baby.
Yeah.
Same old rest. It's the Hybrid Pro. I love it. It's been on you about 6 inches of corrections. What Dan Gaston's determined is the best for me to shoot on there. So, hoping that cord doesn't stretch. I use that big release cord, that 24 instead of 23. So it's got a little bit of give in it. I'm trying to think. I think that's everything for 3D season. I didn't get to shoot at Trosper. I was on my anniversary at Ardmore. My buddy forgot his sight, and he had the same tape as me, so I let him shoot mine. So I didn't get to shoot the second one, but did get to shoot Pawnee. Not so much worried about the 8s. There was no nickels, and it wasn't really me executing very good. I had a little bit of that up and down bob in it, so took a tiny bit of draw length out of it, and we'll see what see how it goes. I shot pretty good indoor ends yesterday. I didn't score any of them because then it might make me nervous, and that's no fun. So they were finding some middle with the 23s. All of a sudden, I considered a 23 to be a line buster. Normally, I consider 23 to be a strategic disadvantage and a poor life decision. But they were catching X's on the Vegas face, and I'm just breaking mediocre shots with the clean execution. They're going to find more middle than leaving it in the middle and hammering it. If it's a truly surprise shot and you are executing properly, you can be a 8-9 liner and catch 10x on a Vegas face at 20 yards. If your bow's set up the right way, and if you're staring there, just let it surprise you. You're going to come back towards the middle, and it's like a trust fall. It's the same shooting a button as a hinge. Any bow set up, you just can't fight it. You got to trust it. And
that's what the textbooks say.
Or you can stand up there and grip it, and some people just want to white knuckle that thing in there and just shaking like this.
There you go.
No, get the full draw. Sly Cooper will tell you, and he shoots better than all of us, so he can tell you. Relax, relax both your hands. Once you get in your bow, full draw, good grip. Think about your elbow alignment, peep sight, check your bubble, and relax both hands, because that's where all that tension is, and just pull it out the back.
Oh, terrible.
I know. Sounds awful.
Terrible.
Hey, Lawson Vet told me, if you're looking at it and your pin's in the middle of it, might as well shoot it.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm in. Let's go.
That is two high level Oklahoma shooters. Totally different philosophies there.
Yeah, I'm in. Let's make it happen. What are we standing around here for? I paid my money. I want to put them down range.
Yeah. Well, I don't care where they go. I care how they get there. And I would take 20 well-executed shots wherever they land over punching it in the 12 ring 20 times in a row.
Yeah. What are you going to score? What's the scorecard read?
I shot down more than up last year at K45.
That's right. It reads that. Yeah. So let it rip, Tater Chip.
Yeah, I don't want to spend my life at full draw begging a button or a hinge to go off. But at the same time, you can execute it with confidence into a surprise shot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't disagree. And what I call surprise shot necessarily isn't the surprise. It's just that it's the non-conscious shot.
Mm-hmm.
I want it to go, and I'm in charge. So that's the way it rolls. It's
pretty much everything you need before Foley, Alabama.
That's right. So we'll let everyone go to Foley, Alabama, and wish them good luck. We're going to get off here and keep going. We appreciate everybody. Y'all be good.
Safe travels, y'all.